Hello, everyone, and welcome to the top 10 movies of 2025. Just a quick thing to cover is that our top 10 is only going to be from movies that we saw this year and covered on the podcast. So, with that out of the way, welcome to my top 10. In sitting comfortably in the number 10 spot, we have the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie. I greatly enjoyed this remake. I have a huge fondness for the How to Train Your Dragon franchise as a whole. So to see that it adapted to live action was very very nicely done as well. I really liked that they were respectful of the source material while giving it a fresh spin. So it sits pretty nicely at my 10 spot. Moving on to number 9, we have F1 the movie. I was shocked to actually keep this in my top 10, but this movie blew me away when I went to go see it. I thought it's shocking to me how much I enjoyed a movie about a sport I care absolutely nothing about. So, plus we've come to love Brad Pitt here on the Cinema Regulars channel. He's for the boys now, so it's very nice. It's always nice to see him on screen as well. Moving on to the number 8 spot, we're moving into my 9s, my 9 out of 10 movies. But in the number 8 spot, we have The Damned. We saw this all the way back in January of this year, and it is still in my top 10. I loved the hell out of this movie. I thought it was like fresh, and the way that they filmed the entire thing as like this good dread horror aspect, on top of having a really nice twist as well. It's just kind of stuck in my head, honestly, over the course of the year. Like, I'll just kind of think about it every now and then. So it's sitting pretty comfortably in there. In my number 7 spot, we have Shelby Oaks, movie made by a fellow movie critic. He's got quite a bit more followers than we do, but it was nice to see a movie made by someone that looks at movies the same way we do, and he knocked it out of the park. This is one of the better horror movies that I've seen in the past few years. Granted, there's a lot more on this list, but we'll get to that in a sec. He did a phenomenal job, and also using while it is a demon story, he used stuff that you don't see often, and it's always nice to see a fresh take on something. In the number 6 spot, we have Good Boy. What a good boy he was. There's not much I can say about this movie that we haven't already gushed over. It's just a really fresh horror movie told from an insanely fresh perspective, and I absolutely love the hell out of it. Cannot recommend that movie enough. In the number 5 spot, we have Presence, a new entry into the film gallery by Steven Soderbergh. This movie is just, again, I keep saying fresh in this, but like, that's what it is. It's a fresh take on a ghost movie, which you don't see very often. It's very hard to get an original idea out there, or at the very least an original concept that hasn't really been used, and they executed it almost flawlessly in this movie. It was incredibly done, because I mean, if it was flawless, I'd put it in the 10, obviously. But this was a very strong movie, and I recommend people go watch it. Sitting in the number 4 spot, we're getting closer to the top 3, but we're not quite there yet. We have together. I still sit and think about this movie. This the concept, the acting, the just sheer like I had while watching this movie, it still sticks with me. We saw this movie like months ago at this point, and it still has stuck with me. This is one of those things that's like, it's very niche, but I loved it. And jeez. I'm getting excited thinking about all these movies again because we haven't seen them in so long. So it's quite nice to revisit them. But anyway, moving on to the top 3. We are in the top 3 now. In the number 3 spot, we have Bring Her Back. That movie was hauntingly well done. That, like, it's hard to put into words sometimes because you want to talk about a movie so much, but at the same time, you just want someone to experience it the way you did, and that's the perfect way to explain this movie. Like, you just have to watch it to understand why it's so good. And if someone tells you why it's so good before you watch it, it's not gonna be as good. So, but it very firmly earns its number 3 spot in this in my top 10s. Sitting in the number 2 spot. We're getting ever closer to the top here. But at number 2, we have Rental Family. We love Brendan Fraser in this household. He was in the top of my list either the first year or last year, I think it was. He never misses, honestly. He always hits his assignment. We just have so much love for that man on this channel, and the movie itself is just really, really good, well done as well. It's almost perfect. And by almost, I mean like a hair. It's a hair away from being perfect. So, before we move on to the number 1 spot, I have a couple honorable mentions. First one, we have the number 11 spot. Didn't quite make the top 10, but he's almost there. And that movie is Superman. That movie, I cannot properly express the amount of fun I had watching that movie. It was so nice to see a fun superhero movie again, and it's just the smile on my face shows just how much that this movie just brought me. It was a great addition to DC movies as a whole, and we greatly look forward to James Gunn's future with the DCU. So moving on to my next honorable mention, a movie that didn't really make it anywhere near the top 10, but I still wanted to shout it out, and that is Hell House LLC Lineage. Now this one's more of a the story as a whole between all the Hell House movies. This was very, very well done storytelling. I love all these movies. This was a great new addition to it. I didn't even know anything about them till like right before we went and saw this movie. And I still find myself thinking about the story every now and then. And I really, really hope we see an addition to it in the future. So, we have come to the end. We have come to the number 1 movie of 2025. The best, bar none, movie that we watched this year. And that movie is easily, by a landslide, Warfare. And I know for a fact that Kellen and I agree on this. This movie was so phenomenally well done. I recommend this movie to every single person I even vaguely talk movies with. I recommended someone this movie today. That is how how good this movie is. And that is not an exaggeration. I literally recommended it to a coworker today. And they were like, "Oh, cool, I'll go check that out." And like, you should. Like, everyone should watch this movie. It is the best depiction of modern warfare I have ever seen. And just the fact that it is a real account, like as real can get, of an actual moment of men risking their life so I could be free in my home, was made it such a strong, moving movie. Hey, maybe that's why they call them that. Don't leave that in. That was awful. That was horrible. But anyway, that ends my top 10 of 2025. We are looking forward to a new year of movies here on the channel, and we are excited to see what may come of it. This year we had some good movies. We had plenty of mid and not so great ones. So I am really looking forward to having a harder time pick out my top 10s this year. I'm crossing my fingers. So, but without nothing else to say, that's a wrap. Roll credits.